Ladies and gentlemen, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I'm showing you my first impressions of the fusion, Bambus Fourleaf. This guy, he's absolutely amazing, guys. As you might have seen from my first video today, looking at all the new champions, I think there were 9 new champions that are going to be coming on Thursday, most likely Thursday, to the game. Maybe today, probably Thursday. In that video, my hair was wet from the shower. Okay. Since record, because I've done this all today, didn't have time tomorrow. My hair is still damp, right? Hair is still damp, and that's how little time it has taken of testing to realize that this champion is something special. So here we are against the dragon. Look at that, Bambus. He's gone to sleep. He sucked up loads of poisons from our team, threw him right back at the boss, baby. We're good to go. Here he goes. He's asleep again. Newt's going in for some hits. The boss is full of poisons. Bam, we're smacked. Bambus counterattacks. He's asleep again, baby. He's asleep again. And the poisons are still stacked up. He's buffed us up. Here we go. Great. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a slower run here because Newt's going to die. Counterattacks. Throw the poisons back on the boss. We got 3 turns of poisons on the boss. He's asleep again. The boss is taking poison. Slower run. This does go faster if Newt lives. And boom, the boss is dead. Bambus Fourleaf this time, baby. 6.8 million damage. This champion's insane. This is, of course, stage 10 of Dragon Hard. Currently the hardest version of the dragon. I think, honestly, in this run, you could not bring Newt and you could make it work. I think that's what's exciting. We could bring Seer to blow up the waves. Bambus combos very well with Seer. Increased attack. Increase accuracy. 2 buffs. Syncs very well with Lydia, who is strengthen, increased speed. That brings you 4 buffs. Throw in a shield set if you wanted. 5 buffs. Seer rips him off. Blows him up. Beautiful stuff. We could just, honestly, we could have, instead of Newt, who's a recent fusion, so you probably have him, hopefully, the best fusion of all time. You could bring in somebody that's just gonna like revive Bambus or heal Bambus, something like that. And he's just going to solo the boss by himself. He is insane. He is insane. What are we doing? How are we doing this? Let me show you the builds for these champions and what you can do. So Kymar, not in the ideal gear. He's just going sort of fast. Newt, he was in Relentless. Probably Reflex might be better. But, you know, 218% crit damage, 251 speed. Lydia is in this sort of build. Seer, to touch on her, is in Savage. 265% crit damage, 203 speed. And then Bambus, this is where it gets spicy. I've tried him in 2 builds so far, and both are very unique. I think this is the best set for him, guys. Avenging, 45 to counterattack, 45% chance to counterattack when a debuff is placed on the wearer. Simple, straightforward, bam. He gets a debuff, he counterattacks. So the dragon comes in, smacks everyone. Here's what's happening, by the way, guys. So he puts himself, what you need to understand, he puts himself asleep with every single move, and it can't be blocked or resisted. So he will always sleep himself with every move. While he is asleep, he has a 50% chance to transfer any debuffs placed on an ally to this champion while he is asleep. What we are doing in that dragon run, he is at the back of the team. So when the dragon attacks us with his breath, Bambus is asleep, and the way AoE attacks work is it's going to hit position 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know exactly what positions they were in, and then finally 5, which means that AoE breath the dragon does basically fills up Bambus's bar with poisons. Then Bambus wakes up. He gets hit, can't be filled up anymore. He wakes up. He goes, "Oh, you just placed like 9 poisons on me." That's I think how it works. I'm not 100% sure about this. Could be wrong. But I believe he then has 9 times 45% chances to counterattack because he just got 9 poisons and maybe a weaken on him or something like that. He counterattacks with his A1, puts himself back asleep. It comes to his turn. At his turn, he is still asleep and he's full of poisons. He transfers all those poisons over to the boss. He wakes up because of this pass at the start of the turn. So he removes the sleep from the start of the turn. He wakes up, throws all those poisons and then weaken back at the boss, and then he goes and he takes his turn. It's amazing. I think the funny thing about this is Avenging is a set which really has had no, well, let's be real, no hype, no interest. It seems so niche, so controversial, but it actually works really well. Some other sets that have potential on this champion, guys. Frenzy. I did try Frenzy. 5% turn meter for every debuff received. That's pretty good potential. Retaliation is a great one. 15% chance to counterattack when hit. That's a 2-piece set. So you can build them up to just a flat 45% chance to counterattack with 6 pieces of retaliation. Revenge accessories are great on this champ. 5% chance to counterattack when hit. Just stacking it up, giving all the counterattack. Guess what? A counterattack buff would guarantee that he counterattacks every time. So basically, whenever he gets woken up by taking damage, he counterattacks and puts himself right back to sleep. And then he can keep taking buffs off, debuffs off allies. He can keep transferring those back to the enemy. For his masteries, I built him like this because I think this will be good for... I thought this would be good for Hydra, basically. War Master, because he's lots of AoE attacks. Make his debuffs last longer, make his buffs last longer, because he is providing buffs. On top of that, this guy, he's providing increased attack and accuracy. He's placing AoE decrease accuracy as well. Plus a single target enfeeble, which we didn't really see there. And doesn't work against Hydra, but we'll test him in Arena in a second, which I haven't tested yet. He has an AoE that puts out a shield and increases ally buffs. He can decrease enemy buffs a bit. His A1 can place decreased speed. I'm curious. Let me throw him into Hydra here quickly. I did a run with Hydra with Frenzy. Let's do a quick run here with him. This is the team. Let's do a quick run with him in Avenging. I haven't actually tested this yet because I want to get this video out and hopefully beat some of the content creators. I imagine most of them are going to find the same sort of thing. But what I love about him in Hydra, let's actually spin the camera so we can see his debuffs. Look at this. Okay. Go to 1x speed. Did you see what happened there? It was a weak hit, admittedly, but this head of Decay, attempted, to place a heal reduction on our champion, and it was redirected to Bambus. So here, unfortunately, Bambus, he gets hit. He's not got any debuffs because he's being weak hit and stuff, so he has fallen asleep. Let's see if we can make this work. Oh, we might run into a problem. I'm supposed to make our boy here. Yeah, this is probably going to be a problem. Might need to redo this. We need Bivald to A1 because I think this head is going to. Let's go 1 time. That's 2 times. Can we make it? If we can provoke this head, we're good. No. Okay. Well, here we go. Look at this. Bam. You see that, guys? It's hard to see right here. Let me go into the info. So some of the poisons did go through because there's so many poisons being put out. But look at this. A lot of champions are missing some poisons. Bambus himself is absolutely drenched. This man is steeped in poison. He's taken them all off our team. And if we go 1 time speed and we do our turn, we should see him wake up in a second. Let's put decrease attack over here. Didn't work. That's fine. Let's provoke this guy. Okay, good. He should put them... Yeah, look at that. He's just filled up the poison bar on the Head of Suffering. This may be potentially bad. Then he's got... I forgot to say AoE decreased speed. This may potentially sometimes be bad. But I think most of the time it's actually a pretty good thing. But yeah, that's sort of what Bambus can do. One slight problem I've run into, you've seen it a few times here, guys, and you can see it with Avenging, is because Bambus is providing us with actually a very consistent decrease accuracy in Hydra, it actually makes it, this is brutal as well, guys. It's brutal. It actually makes it fairly easy to start resisting what these heads are doing, which is kind of nuts. So like we could try to place Enfeeble, it doesn't work, but he's very consistent at decrease accuracy. And that can sort of get in the way, right? Because if you're resisting their moves, well, bad times, right? If you're resisting, you don't get any debuffs. You don't counterattack with the Avenging. So that's a bit of a downside. So there we go. He takes the debuffs. He falls asleep. One other slight issue, you might see it here with an Ugo. Remove buff. Okay, we're good. Ugo can remove the sleep. So there we go. He got weakened. He counterattacks. It's brilliant. And he can then... It's going to be overcapped, but he could attempt to throw that stuff back. Like, let's hit this champ, this head right here. I think this is definitely the way to go. This champ is made by the set, so right there, again, the debuff bar was full, but he would have thrown all those poisons back at this head. He can then come in, extend our buffs, and yeah, give us a nice little shield as well. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty funky. I love it. I love it, guys. I honestly, genuinely love it. Again, target change. You'll see that. In fact, if we click auto... We'll see. Hopefully he will stay asleep and it will all work out well. There we go. He counterattacks again. He's back asleep. He can throw the decrease attack onto somebody. He's back asleep. Watch as we go 1 time speed. When this head tries to poison us, Just look at all the target changed text fly across our team. We'll give it 1 sec here. Actually, we should target this head. Here we go. Ready? Just blue text, target changed everywhere. Those debuffs all going back to Bambus. So yeah, I think it's pretty sick, actually. What he's doing is pretty insane. 5.37 million right here. You can see his damage, he's not doing too much, but he is protecting our team from debuffs. He's providing increased attack, which is upping like Razelvarg's damage. If you want to run him with Inquisitor Shamael, it's going to up that damage. He's going to combo well by, because he provides the increased attack, it's going to protect champions like Whisper and Turvold, who self-buff from being targeted too much by Head of Mischief. That being said, at the same time, with some resistance from your Great Hall, both sides of the Great Hall, and with his very consistent decreased accuracy, which is not affected by affinity, you can potentially just resist what they're throwing at you anyway. It's sort of a weird tension, where if you resist too much, he doesn't get the debuffs, but yeah, the decreased accuracy can help you like resist mischief and stuff. There's a lot of really cool things happening in his kit. He's doing decent damage as well. His AoE decreased speed is great. It is pretty cool. Let me 1 second. I'll find the test run I did. Oh, Bivald is missing some gear. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. The test run I did, we didn't have Avenging. We did Frenzy, and it's not as good. So let me get you the test run anyway. Okay, great, guys. So here we go. This was the test run where, again, you can see he's trying to take the debuffs, but he was resisting, which is just absurd. We got sort of like bad luck at one point, and we all died. Yeah, like I think we misblocked debuffs or some block buffs, and we got a cleanse go through. I don't know, something unlucky happened anyway, and we did all die very suddenly. But on this test run here on Brutal, again, I think with Avenging, he is more consistent. We had like Razelvarg with 13.5 mil, Artak with 21.9, and so on. We got the one key very solidly, where we've got basically 3 fusions, although Bivald was a long time ago. Artak if you had him, and then 2 epics. So thought this was a fairly accessible team. The gear not super accessible, to be fair. But just, I just want to give you an idea, a concept of what we're trying to do. And my goal, by the way, my goal is not to have the best possible. I'm not showing you the best possible teams. Like, I just wanted to show you like a non-Shamael team. I did bring in Ugo in the end, unfortunately I did, which I often do. But I wanted to show you it's like a slightly different team. It's not the best possible stuff. My entire goal in this video is not to show you the best possible, but to show you that Bambus is totally worth going for, that there is a ton of potential in this champion. And I certainly think, I'll say it right now, if you enjoy playing this game because you enjoy cool, interesting, unique champions that have really interesting interactions with all the complexities that building gear and building teams has, Bambus is a brilliant champ for you. If you want stuff that is simple, you don't have too much time, I think Bambus, he does seem to be fairly complicated. Now, maybe we'll solve it all. Maybe like Avenging, it's just the best build always, and it's going to make him insane. But potentially that's not the case. Potentially I'm wrong. And I feel like this champion, there's a lot of ways you can do things with him. And if you don't have much time, it might not be the way to go for you. So who do we have? Razelvarg. Okay, let's do this. We got Razelvarg and Bivald. So Razelvarg, he was built in Lethal Perception. So he was coming in at 250 speed, 4.7k attack, 100% crit rate, 247% crit damage. A little bit of overlap here that he does bring increased accuracy as well. So that's a little bit of overlap with what Bambus is doing, but I think that's probably no harm, especially if you run the two of them together, having that overlap. And because Razelvarg is so fast with his passive, that's great. You can sort of build a team expecting that you will always have increased accuracy, because between the two of them, I think you basically will. In fact, you always will. In fact, Razelvarg by himself basically ensures that, but Bambus sort of pushes it to another level. But yeah, Razelvarg, he is like this, with this sort of build for this team. We had Bivald. Wait, did it say he was missing gear? Oh, he is missing gear. He's missing a headpiece. Doesn't affect too much, actually. I think we're still good. But Bivald, he's coming in. 216 speed, 90% crit rate. He does have some crit damage too, etc. I would probably be building Bivald. You could actually build him with higher resistance with this team, because we don't have a strengthen in this team. Like over here, nobody does strengthen. So you could build Bivald with more resistance, and he'd be a really good mischief tank, because you're going to have quite consistent decreased accuracy out as well. Very easy to build him to mischief tank, so it would put some resistance on him. And yeah, just build him like fast with lots of yeah, with decent resistance, just fast and good HP, and that's probably Bivil done. I did build him with some damage and crit damage here. Doesn't really need it. Makes his shield on this move heal more and do shielding, and heals more here, but it's not essential. Like, he's quite low on speed, so I think that's what made us go a bit wrong, was that we were missing some of those provokes. So I didn't realize he was missing gear. Who else do we have in there? Artak and Rector. So Artak, this is a very different build, guys. I have really been slow at doing videos on cursed gear on my channel because I just don't have much cursed. But I do have, like, for Artak, it's terrible gear, right? A defense percent chest and crit damage gloves. Not what you would build on Artak at all, really. But we've got cursed on Artak, and he's coming in at 240 speed with lots of crit damage, apparently, and high defense. Really low HP. He's all over the place with the build, but that's fine. Curse set, that chance to place Hex, I think that's really nice. And that's what's really pushing Artak higher on the damage. Yeah, it just, you want cursed set, I think, or Hex in every single team. Artak helps us to do that. You could just bring in, if you had him, Michinaki would be a better option here, and you wouldn't need the curse set. You could bring him in like a provoke set and make it more consistent. You could bring him in a relentless set for buff stripping, make that more consistent. Lots of options. Rector then and Ugo. Let's look at them. So Rector, I don't remember what I built her in for this. So she is in Reflex, which would be the way to go. Reflex, reducing her cooldowns, ideally. So she's built like this. With very high speed, actually, at 275, and with reflex. So she's just going to try keep perfect veil up all the time. Bambus, with his buff extension, makes that even more consistent. So it makes the Head of Fear not a threat at all. And it gives you lots of healing, gives you extra resist as well. That extra, I think she combos so well with Bambus, right? He makes her perfect veil more consistent. That gives you more resistance, 50 bonus resistance. He puts out decreased accuracy. It all synergizes super well. He brings shielding as well, which helps you survive. It's a great combo. I really like that combo, and gives you a non-Chamail team. And then Ugo does still combo very well. I would actually have loved, my favorite champ to put in, to try in this team would have been the Monkey King, Wukong, right? Wukong, attack-based damage. Bambus gives us increased attack and increased accuracy for Wukong. Amazing. Gives shields for Wukong, help him survive. Amazing. Wukong brings block buffs. Amazing. Fantastic combos. But Plarium, in their infinite wisdom, have decided that some people got Wukong on the test server, but others didn't. So I don't have Sun Wukong on the test server. I claimed him instantly in the game when it was live, before the test server was live, so that I'd have him to show him to you, but didn't happen. I wouldn't mind, except that there are some people on the test server that do have Sun Wukong, and that frustrates me. I'm like, why did they have him but not? That's dumb. Anyway, whatever. Ugo's built like this, so she's like high speed and high. Again, we don't need that high accuracy because we're getting increased accuracy. So that's sort of the fun thing about this team. And like I said, this team would be better. I did this without avenging on Bambus. I think you give him avenging, and it's way better. I think we've shown that very clearly. So yeah, let's do a quick arena fight or two to see what we can do. Got some fairly nasty stuff here. So we're gonna, I mean, we could start off with like an epic team. It's gonna be tricky. We're gonna go in with bombs and stuff like that. So we might just get outsped by like the Seafies and stuff, which would be really bad. Let's see. So I did fight Hell Hades just to show you the concept of the team first, because I know this works really well here. We need Bambus to be faster. He might, oh, he's actually slightly too slow. So I need to up his speed. So let's do that. Let's set up his priorities. We're gonna set them up like this. So it's a fairly straightforward sort of speed type team, not super speed tuned, but the idea is, again, just to give you a concept of what he can do. I'm sure we've got something we can glyph. Yeah, there we go. This should fix the problem. Oh, it's only 5-star weapon. I didn't even notice. It should still fix the problem if we get if we get 5 speed. Content creator luck, baby. Okay, I think he's still probably is with his base speed and the Arbiter Aura. I think he probably is fast enough. Let's give him a bit. Here we go. I should have just done this in the first place. Give him that, and let's give him, for the sake of it, let's give him even more accuracy just to make sure. He throws debuffs back anyway, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this will go. X off. All right, so we go in here, and this is sort of conceptually how it should work. I think the interesting thing about him is going to be, and this is where Enfeeble comes in. Like, you could bring him in. Now, his increased attack, right, that is overlapping with Arbiter. But I think this is a thing where in you know, live arena, you could be bringing him in and not having Arbiter on your team, having someone else, maybe like a Sifi or something like that, or like a slower Duchess or something. But he can provide you with the increased attack, increased accuracy for your bomb champions, even without like an Arbiter, and you could do stuff like that. So now for Arena, he's going to put out the AoE decrease accuracy, increase attack for us. He's also going to put out Enfeeble. So let's see that. We can target her. And bam, she has Enfeeble now. And I don't think we can see what it does here, but it basically turns all of her hits into weak hits. So just like that, the biggest source of damage on the enemy team is no longer an issue. We now have a Romantu with increased accuracy. It got blocked because of Stone Skin, that's fine. And then we can come in with Gaius with, again, increased attack, increased accuracy. And at this point, we can click auto because Bambus has already won us the fight. He's actually going to come in now, reduce their buff, so we actually stripped off a lot of increased attack. Look, here comes, look at this, weak hits across the board. Thanks to that Enfeeble. Bombs are doing their work now at this point, and like boom, boom. We'll try a tougher team. Oh, actually, look at that. We didn't have enough damage. He's got over 100k HP on the Vogoth, and it wasn't enough to kill him. Let's try a tougher team. Something that we can outspeed. So we could maybe do this, but you see that that could be a problem because he's got a cleanser. That could be a problem. Let me see. We could try it if we're stuck. We could try this team. That's pretty low power. This team right here, odd one. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try this. We'll see if it works. He might outspeed us. If he outspeeds us, we're gonna have a pretty bad time. And Elva could be a problem, right? If Elva's in Stone Skin. So that's what we'd have to watch out for here. We could bring in like Yumiko or something. We could make it scarier, but I didn't want to do that. So again, we can come in. We can enfeeble his Trunda. Great. We can now attempt to strip their stuff. Okay, this is a pretty big problem because his Elva can now cleanse. I mean, we'll just go for the move anyway, because why not? Elva cleanses, though, which sucks. Not too much we can do about it. At this point, look at that. He actually, I think he stopped the debuff, and maybe no debuffs were going to be applied anyway. We can attempt to reduce his cooldowns a bit with Arbiter, so that's kind of nifty. And then Bambus can come in, and he can actually go, bam. Hits pretty hard. Funny enough, he actually killed Trunda. That's actually hilarious. I didn't expect that. And maybe he doesn't have too much gear in these champs. No, she's pretty tanky. But yeah, like, he went in and he stripped off their buffs again. So it's a nice little combo there with Arbiter. Again, it's not amazing for live arena. Boom. Again, he's hitting her pretty hard. Probably should have done the AoE attack. We'll think of that next time. And he's going to be protecting us from debuffs as well, which is another really cool thing. Let's hit her. Actually killed her. Great. And then we could come in with the bombs. Mostly do the job. Just hit auto at this point. Matter. He's enfeebled, which again protects you from that ultimate Death Knight, which is nice. Disabled his passive. That's good. That will help us to kill him. Just did an A1 there on auto. It's interesting. He's not going to do his A2. Maybe he doesn't have it. No, there it is. So yeah, I mean, he's actually, you know, he did a lot of damage, surprisingly. Let's do one more fight because I'm curious about that damage. This team is probably too crazy. Yeah, the Rotus is immune to bombs because he's got Sifu with him. They're probably too quick. We need something that's not totally insane that we could do. So we could maybe beat Murder Inc. He might be faster than us, though. That would be pretty bad. We could try it. We try it. If he's faster than us, we lose. Which he probably is, because I'm not actually super quick. Yeah, I think especially, this is just classic. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, never mind. Maybe we're okay. Let's see. All right, great. Great, we've got a chance. Let's enfeeble his Skull Crown, because she's annoying. We can strip his buffs and his stuff like that. So yeah, Skull Crown will survive. That's okay. She's enfeebled, so it's all good. And look at that, Bambus. He's doing the work. Yeah, I mean, he does some damage. It's not bad. And boom, we blow him up. Okay, so he was faster, but not speed tuned. So we actually cut in and we're able to win. Yeah, I like him. There we go, guys. Look, I think that is plenty for a first showcase. But for me, in my opinion, is the Bambus fusion worth going for? I actually typically am very sympathetic towards fusions in general because they're one of the easiest ways to get legendaries. And it's very difficult to judge champions by first impressions. Like, I saw a lot of people absolutely hating on this champion, thinking he's absolute garbage. I think that's totally wrong. I think it's so easy to misjudge. I think people have. I think for me, this champion is a must-do fusion. I think he's so interesting, so unique. He's also really fun. So for me, he's a must-do. I mean, maybe for you, he's not a must-do. But I think for me, he definitely is a must-do. And I think for most players, like, if you're able to do the fusion somewhat reasonably, and it's not torturing yourself. Like, you don't want to, it's a game, right? You want to have fun. But if you can do him, if you think you're going to have fun with this champion, I think he's super fun. He's super unique. I'm excited to try him out more. It's a champion, like, will I use him? I don't know if I will definitely use him on my account, you know, but he's so much fun. It's definitely one I want to have in. But there you go. Those are my thoughts on Bambus Fourleaf. Hopefully this was insightful and interesting. Avenging Set is amazing on him. Who the heck would have thought? A set really makes a champion. Bambus Fourleaf. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.